Welcome to our next episode of
Fandom
Family
Chats.
This is a production of Family Fan Clubs on Facebook. You can find us all over Facebook. You can find us all over social media under Fandom Family Chats. Look us up, get dialed in, get plugged in, and get ready to listen to some crazy people talk crazy stuff.
Welcome back to Fandom Family Chats. I'm Amanda.
I'm Jeanette.
I'm Tiffany.
And tonight we are talking The Resident season finale.
Hopefully
Season
not
6
series finale, but
I almost said series finale. And it
don't
might
know.
be. We don't
It might
know.
be.
We won't know until I think they said May. For
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe
May. We gotta wait
sooner.
till May.
But I think May's like the cutoff where we'll know if it's not renewed by then
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen.
If it's like
so.
not renewed by the end of May, then it's not gonna be renewed, is from what I'm understanding.
Yeah, I think so.
So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, they really did tidy it up.
They did.
They tied it up at the
It
end
was
of this.
nice.
So we'll see. I kind of enjoyed this episode though. And it made me want more.
I know we'll get there, but like the problem that, but then on the other side of it, I don't know, we'll talk about it tied
Yeah.
up so nicely that I'm afraid that if we keep going, it won't. So I'm so conflicted on what I want.
I know. I've been going both ways too. It's like I want more now, but on the other hand, it was
perfect.
so nicely done.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, if they are not renewed, at least they went out with a bang.
Yep.
I guess.
Yeah, no, I agree.
They didn't leave us hanging.
Yeah.
With anything, I don't think.
That happens a lot in shows.
True.
This one didn't. So I'll be happy.
So, yeah, I can't really complain. At least it's not another The Wilds incident where we're just going to be left on a cliffhanger for the rest of our lives.
God about
I am
that.
still mad.
And now that's traumas
So
all
bad.
come back. After Amanda begged us to watch and we all binged it and then it was canceled. I'm like, no.
So good.
That was one of their most popular shows. Why was it canceled? It makes no sense.
I'm still hoping it like gets picked up by
You know,
somebody else.
we should start a
Me too.
campaign because like Maureen's not here to talk about Sanditon, but that's what happened. They canceled it and the fans made somebody like they made them bring it back. So we should do it.
No, we got to see. I don't know who makes that. We'd have to see how big that production company probably is.
It is an Amazon Prime original.
Oof.
Well, tell Netflix. Netflix should go pick it up then. Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, somebody needs to come pick it up because it was a really good show.
Yes.
Mhm.
But look what happened to Firefly. Same thing, and nobody ever picked it up. So
I was
No,
really looking
that's
forward to both the boys and the girls together.
Me too.
I know.
Just to see how they survived, you know?
Yeah.
I want to know how they did it
I
together.
want to see how many pregnancies there would be.
There would be exactly right.
Okay,
Oh,
but they gave us like the perfect little way to open this episode as well with Gigi's birthday, which was so cute.
my gosh,
So
I love that
cute.
child.
I love watching Billy and Conrad decorate
That is
together.
one of my main reasons that I would like more
I know.
because that family unit, I adore it.
I think I would like to see for a little bit of Conrad just being happy again
Yeah.
and
no,
like
I
not
agree.
like drama
Yeah.
circling his romantic life for a
But
little
then
bit. I mean,
where's-
we barely got it with Nick, I feel like.
We I know. And that's what I'm saying. But then where would the drama? We would all complain that there was no drama. So I guess they got to
There's
give us drama.
other places for the drama. I guess I've never really paid attention to the giraffe.
I hadn't either.
Has that like been a thing or did that just like pop up?
No,
Has
she
it been
says
a
the whole
thing?
time. I
Is
only
that the
remember
whole-
because Sophia had a baby or a little giraffe when she was a baby. So I
Aw.
remembered when she first got that as a baby. I'm like, oh, it looks just like Sophia's. So yeah, she
Like
said that the whole time.
baby Sophie.
Yeah,
You know
it's
which ones I'm talking about.
Sophie giraffe. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a different one, but yeah.
I just want to point out of our adorable little Gigi and her watching them kiss.
That was so cute.
It was
It
adorable.
was so cute. It was a little weird to me. But
I
it was
don't
cute.
know.
I don't.
Yeah.
I was kind of conflicted on my feelings about it,
No, I liked it.
but
And
it
I
was
mean, I
cute
think it
overall.
probably came back from, I mean, we heard her talk about how she really didn't care for Kate that much. I mean, even Gigi was Team Billy the whole time. And so, like, I think maybe that's the contrast. And I mean, here she was like, wanting this. And so I don't know. I thought it was adorable because when she said, "Don't let me stop you, kiss him again." And I'm like, cute. As opposed to my kids when they're like, "Ew, gross, don't
Exactly.
kiss." Sorry.
Yeah, doing.
Hmm.
Oh man. Unfortunately, during all this setup is when they get the phone call about Sammy. I mean, we saw last week Sammy getting sick on the plane.
Hmm.
So that's when they got the call, and Conrad has to come in
Yeah,
on Gigi's birthday. Of course.
of
But poor little
course.
Gigi, man. She just really wanted to get to Sammy.
She did, and I thought that was really sweet. I mean, obviously they're not letting her at first, but like poor Sammy, I'm like all the stuff they get in there. She's got a collapsed lung, correct? They have to put in a
Oh,
chest tube, and that just stressed me out. With this poor little baby, like getting a chest tube, that's like a
yeah.
lot. They end
Yeah.
up admitting her, and even like they have to do like a CT. The CT scan is showing, I wrote it down, effusion, which I don't actually know what that means. I think it means fluid. I don't know. Don't
Yeah,
quote me
I
on that.
just took it as
Something's wrong with,
something is in there, fluid, like
yeah,
there's like
something's in there.
shadowy images. I don't know.
Right. Well, every time they show those images on TV, I'm like, I don't see anything. As many medical shows I've watched, I still see nothing on these images that I'm supposed to see. I'm just like, I'm gonna
In
take
the
your word
brain,
for
I
it.
usually do. I can usually catch it in the brain now.
Yeah. I'm always
There'll be
like,
like a
well,
little spot in the brain. I'm like, oh, you see right there? That is causing all this.
I thought about that when I was watching New Amsterdam today. They showed us, and I'm like, I don't see
Was it the
anything.
pea size in the middle of her head?
Yeah.
That's
And
the
I
one I
was
was
like,
talking about too.
I
Yes.
don't see that
I
at
saw
all.
it first thing. As soon as the image popped up, I was like, ooh, right there.
Amanda's ready to be a neurosurgeon over here.
Too much Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, but no, they think her cancer might be back, which is really like, I don't know. That's just, I definitely didn't want it to go here. I'm like, come on, like this is not a storyline that I even want to deal with.
I was scared. I really thought it was going that direction.
Yeah, I did too. I did too.
I was like, oh, please no.
How sweet was Belle, though? Trying not to cry
Oh,
while
I
talking to
know.
Conrad and Devin.
I know. It
I
was
love
such
their
a,
relationship.
I do too. I'm really happy that him and Jake had that like father son relationship again.
oh yeah.
Um, but of course, all of this means we need some help in peds. And who does that mean? Means we got to call Ian back. And I am actually, I will go ahead. I mean, Tiffany, you weren't on here last time, but like, I feel like I was the only one that was like, no, I really think Ian has learned his lesson. I feel like he's not going to do anything he's not supposed to do anymore. He's turned around. And I think we saw that in this episode.
We
He was
did.
really, I mean, he hadn't told, I understand why he didn't tell Kit. He didn't want to lose his license. I mean, he's trying to start fresh. And so I was proud of the fact that he even fought her on the whole, like coming in to help. But I mean, it's Kit, and I feel like no one can tell her no. And so when she was pushing for it, he was like, okay,
Kit
I'll
just
do it.
doesn't take no for an answer.
She doesn't. She doesn't.
It's like she doesn't hear it.
Mhm. Yeah. And I mean, he examines Sammy, they're getting more tests. And I appreciate also that Cade was sort of concerned about this and kind of questioning things. But like he said, which I didn't expect this to happen. I didn't expect him to say, if I have to operate, I'm going to come clean completely.
Yeah.
So that, I feel like that was a huge step in his growth, that like,
That
I mean,
was.
he was ready to like
And
put
I
it all
kept
I
out
have to
there.
give credit where credit is due.
Mhm.
I'm not a fan of him, but he
Yeah.
stepped up.
Yeah.
he did.
I
I
mean,
didn't expect him to do that. I really
Yeah.
didn't. I thought he was going to say the bare minimum that he needed to say,
mhm.
and
Yeah.
that would be it.
Yeah.
So he
I
impressed
mean,
me. He surprised me.
he did. And I mean, who knows what, if we do get more time with the show, like, look, I've hated people and I've come to love them on many of our shows. So anything is possible at this point.
Yeah, it's true.
You never know. Um, the other cute part is, obviously little Gigi, she's like,
Ugh.
she's not going to take no for an answer either. I mean, she convinced Billy that she needs to go in there. And I think it was good. I think I can understand why at first they were like, no, because they didn't know exactly what the extent
Yeah.
of, what exactly was happening. But once they did, I think it was nice for Sammy to see Gigi there. And Gigi, the sweetest, when she was like, no, we'll just have a party when you're feeling better.
Ugh.
You just rest right now. And before anyone even said, like, that sounds just like Nick, that is what I thought in my head. I was like, oh my gosh, she is her mother's daughter. Like,
Ugh.
this is exactly what Nick, how she would have acted in that
Yep.
situation.
Exactly. And
So
she
that was-
did.
yeah.
She really did remind me of Nick as well when she pulled that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It was sweet. It was
It
really
was.
sweet. Thankfully, no cancer. So they test her
Yay.
back on that, but she's still having trouble breathing and everything. So that's obviously concerning. But even like Sammy, not the only one, not the only patient that we're having to deal with this week. We still had Governor Betts and his transplant going on too.
Oh my gosh. I was annoyed with this storyline.
So
I was only invested in Sammy during this
Same.
episode.
Same.
And I was like, every time they Bets would be on, I was like, man, I don't like this guy. Like, go back to somewhere else.
Mhm.
Now I knew why it was important, is because it was going to save Chastain.
Yes.
Totally get why it was important to the story. We needed to see it. But at the same time, I wanted just Sammy and Gigi and Billy and Conrad and
Mhm.
even Cade and Yamada. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to see all them rather than this Betts guy who is pretty much buying a heart,
Yeah.
which I don't agree with. But
No.
if
No.
it saves Chastain, it saves Chastain. So
Yeah. I mean, that's what's important. I was happy with like Kit kind of, I mean, she was like cornering him before he even went up and was like, listen, like, we've kept our end of the bargain. Like, I need your word that you're going to keep yours. And he
Yeah.
gave it to her, so I was glad for that.
who else was really scared when that heart
Yeah.
would not beat? I was like, who? And they shocked it once. Still no. Shocked it
I
twice.
know.
I was like, uh-oh.
I know. I was thinking, there's no way this is what's going to happen, right? Like, I was really nervous though.
I didn't know. I thought that's where they were going with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
they didn't.
it ended up not even being the heart's problem of all what happened to him, which I do want to say I really enjoyed the Devin and Conrad like
So
team up.
much. Yes.
I loved it. It reminded me of season 1.
Mhm.
I loved. I don't feel like we get a very much Conrad Devin time anymore.
We
They cross
don't.
paths.
Mhm.
They, we get them together, but
Yeah.
not like this.
No, I totally agree, and I think it was that's exactly what it was meant to do, was to kind of throw back to season 1, I think.
Yeah, I think
And
so
both of
too.
them just talking about like their appreciation for each other. It was so beautiful. I was like, oh, I
It
love
was.
this.
It
Yeah,
was.
it was really, really nice to see.
I loved it. I
Yeah.
love little throwbacks like that, which is another scary thing that they did this episode. Is we got several throwbacks
Yes,
to season 1.
I know.
I just don't know why they would do all this and not just tell us it's ending rather than making us wait.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably not telling. They're obviously concerned that it's being canceled.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't. Part of me, like I said, part of me is happy that it's all tied up nice and neat.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, like, I mean, you and I have just discovered New Amsterdam. It's done.
I
And then if
know.
this is done, I'm like, I'm down to only 2 medical shows. Like this, that's not enough. I'm gonna have to, and who knows what'll happen with Grays after this season because of
I
Meredith being
know.
done. So
I
it's like,
know.
will I be down to just Chicago Med? Because I don't know if that won't be enough. I'll have to find some new stuff.
We'll have to find it. There's a lot of good. The Good Doctor. That's a good one.
Yeah, I've never watched that one.
That's a good one. I like The Good Doctor.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. You'd like
Yeah.
Expand.
How are they going to do Grey's Anatomy without Grey?
She's still going to voice over, but they have all new interns.
Mhm. they've kind of done a reset to where they've
Yeah.
almost went back to what season 1 was like, but with new, which I'm cool with
Oh,
actually.
I love it.
Yeah.
They really made it work. I love
Mhm.
it.
But I just wonder if the showrunners will keep it. I mean, I don't know. I would keep watching it. So at least go ahead and one more season. Might as well have it even 20. But here we've digressed again, you know.
We can't leave it on 19. Come on.
That's such an odd number to be done with. No.
Yeah. Gotta go all the way to 20.
Yeah.
Sorry. True Grace fans.
Exactly.
Just one
Sure.
more.
One more. No, but you know, Conrad, like, you know, Conrad and Devin, I mean, even they like mention like a throwback, like, you know, they say, well, you know, we're going to do what we've been taught to do, and we're going to go back to the patients and do a physical exam to try to figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm. And now that they have a plan, they can figure out what is wrong and now how to fix it. No, but I loved that Gigi is the one who pretty much diagnosed Sammy.
Now, that was her being her father's daughter.
That
For
was
sure.
her being. We got a little Nick, and then we got some Conrad.
Like, did no one else notice this child's tongue was red?
That was my question.
It is a room full of doctors.
Like, you know, every time my kids go to the doctor, they like when you get admitted to the hospital, shouldn't you
You think so? Every time I go to the doctor, I had to I mean, like, that's just like what you do, I think. You know, I mean,
what is it that you do?
Thank you, Tiffany.
Right?
Unison, perfect unison.
It
Just then,
was. Look
I just
at
want
us.
you to know. But Kawasaki disease is what she ends up having, which, as Jeanette and I know from
I've already-
Grey's
yeah.
Anatomy, like we know about Kawasaki. It's treatable. She's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
But then her chest. I was like,
What?
holy moly, stop
This
it.
child, right?
Right? Poor thing.
I know. It was a lot. It's a lot.
Well, it makes it that Ian needed to be the one to operate on Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Heart palpitations there because I'm like,
know.
I don't like this idea.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure if he would actually stick to his, like, I'm gonna like tell, but I kind of knew that if he didn't, he would. So I knew it was gonna come out at this moment either way.
I was nervous that he was going to go take something. He said, I just need 30 minutes. I was like, no.
Oh, I didn't. I'd assumed he was going to talk to Kit.
No, see, I thought he was going to go
But that's a
pill
good-
up
Yeah.
so he can get through this surgery.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, no. And I saw him talking to Kit. I was like, oh, thank goodness. So glad I was wrong.
And the thing is, like, when he talks to Kit and Belle, I mean, like, you can tell, like, they don't really want to let him do it, but they actually have no choice at that point. Because, like Kit said, she couldn't even drug test him to see if he's telling the truth in enough time to do this for Sammy. So I don't know. It was crazy. So they had to let him go ahead and do it.
And
I mean,
her
things-
aneurysm on the table. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was freaking out.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay. Because when they went to the cath lab, he said, get Yamada. So Yamada comes with him. Why wasn't Yamada just in the surgery and we had to go get AJ? Was that just a plot point to let, you know, the others? Because I'm like, Yamada's also a cardio surgeon. I mean, like, I feel like he probably could have handled it, right?
Was he there?
I don't know, but like he was just in the cath lab with them, or maybe he had another surgery that came up in
Yeah, I
between the
didn't
two.
I don't
see him.
remember seeing him in
It just
Sammy's
seemed
surgery.
odd that he wouldn't be, since like he asked him to come to the cath lab with him. Why didn't he ask him to scrub in to surgery with him too?
That's true. I didn't even think about it, but I don't remember. I'd probably have to go back and watch again. I just don't remember
Just
him
seemed
being
odd.
in the surgery.
I don't think he was, but I was kept thinking, why? Like,
Yeah,
especially
why?
if we're operating on her heart, wouldn't you at least want a cardio surgeon in there? Like, I understand that like ped surgeons have sort of a knowledge of all things. It's sort of what they have to do, but like you might want, like, if it's the brain or the heart, you're at least gonna want like those like specialty people in there with you, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, AJ was in another very important surgery and they yanked him out. So
Yeah.
you know, what was maybe because AJ's their most trusted
Yeah.
guy Yamandis knew. They want somebody they can know and trust, probably working on Sammy.
Yeah. I can understand
That's
that.
true.
I
That's
can
my only
understand that.
thought, maybe.
Yeah.
But she ends up pulling through. So yay. Yay,
Yeah.
Sammy.
Thank goodness, right?
Yes, I had a little bit of a tough time getting through there because I just knew I was like, you do not end this with telling me her cancer's back or
Yeah.
some I didn't think she would die. I did not
Yeah.
think that they would do that.
Mm-mm.
That thought really didn't cross my mind, but I was
No.
afraid that they were gonna like leave us on this like she has a terminally ill, not terminally
Yeah.
ill, but like a chronic disease or
Mm-hmm.
something like this. I'm like, man, this little girl's already been through so much in her little life.
I know.
Like, give
I
her a
know.
break, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of giving a break, this Betts guy, man, this surgery scared
What?
me too with Belle.
Yeah. I mean, what is the irony that he's obviously needs like a bowel surgery, which is the same surgery
Yep.
that the other guy died, and this heart started the whole mess of like Bet's trying to like get Bill like fired and stuff. It's ironic, is what that is.
I
It's
didn't
called
even think
karma.
about it until Belle said something, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my gosh, you were 100% correct."
Yep. Yep.
That was obviously done on purpose.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, like, I got nervous, like, because Bell, like, he's all stumbling when he first walked into the OR, and I was like, oh no, he really
know.
shouldn't be doing this. And then
I
there's
just got
more.
scared he wasn't going to say anything and try to operate. I was
Yeah.
like, "Please don't be Hoda again."
Which I think at first he was like, he's just gonna push through. But then when he saw there was so much bowel to be resected, and like he just knew there's just, we can't do this. And I loved this though, because AJ being pulled away for Sammy's surgery at least allowed, like, Leela showed up, and man, she rocked it. And I thought that was a really nice like thing to see her come as far as she has in
Yeah.
this.
I really, really, really enjoyed that. I've loved seeing Leela really grow as a person and a doctor throughout the series.
Mhm.
It's really cool. The torch has been passed.
Oh, when he said that, I was like,
Ah.
that's so awesome.
I love that. That
Yeah.
was so sweet.
So cool. I loved it. Anyways, this Betts guy pulls through, whatever. He funded the hospital. Yay, cool. I really just don't like this guy.
No, I didn't either. I didn't
I'm just
either.
glad he kept his word because I thought for sure he was going to screw him over.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
I was worried about it up until we got the
Like,
final
you know
word.
what? He screws them over, just take the heart rate back out. Give it back now.
Whoops, mine now.
Right?
We need to go in and just check it.
Mhm.
Check, check.
Oh,
Where'd it
man.
go?
Ah,
Disappeared.
recall.
Well, I mean, if you don't pay your bill, man, we come and take it back. There you go.
No money, no heart. That's what you get when you pay for an organ.
I mean, makes sense, right? Repo.
But all the patients are fine. And then we a little bit tie everybody up
Mhm.
towards the end. Like we were talking about earlier, they
Yeah.
tied it all up.
Yeah, there weren't any cliffhangers.
None.
No.
None. It was all perfect. I mean, even Ian, who's a character that none of us have really become attached to yet, but I mean, there was whole, obviously Kate had went to bat for him. Kit offers him his job back, obviously with the stipulations that he's going to be drug tested weekly and that there won't be any chance
Yeah.
to screw up. If he does, he's gone.
Which I thought
That
was fair.
nice. Yeah, definitely. And I mean, even him and Belle had a conversation, because Belle is taking a leave of absence because he is now going to be in Devon's phase 2 of his trial.
That was so cool.
Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm. I loved that. And I liked, we talked about like throwbacks, discuss like Belle and Ian's conversation was a lot of a throwback to all the mistakes that Belle made. And that's the thing, thinking about Ian and how much we dislike him. I bet if we were to go back and watch season 1 Belle, I
Oh,
bet I disliked him almost as much.
yeah.
and now
Oh,
he's
for
like
sure.
beloved. So I think anyone can be redeemed if they do it the right way, for sure.
They can.
Yeah.
I definitely think so. And like, I don't even, I like Ian more now than I did when he very first came on.
Same.
I didn't
Same.
trust him at all when he very first came on for a good reason. Obviously, we find out, but now I don't love him. It's not like he's one of my top 5 favorite
No.
characters or anything.
He could get there, I think, if it's done right. I mean,
If it's done right and had long enough, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't hate him.
No, I don't either. I think he's
I
really
don't
like on the
dislike
right.
him.
Yeah, he's on the right path now.
He is.
So, I mean, I'm happy.
He hasn't been around long enough for me to form a big attachment to him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no bond there, but I think I don't know. It's nice to have I don't know, because happen to like the cases with the kids and stuff. So I like the idea of a peds surgeon being there. Just because I think those cases are interesting and usually really emotional. So they're usually good storylines to have. And speaking of kids, though, like one of my favorite parts was Padma gets released from her facility, and that was really sweet too. AJ, because we weren't sure, he wasn't super supportive when we first found out about what was going on with her, so it was nice to see him be fully supportive and tell her that she's a great mom and all these things. And of course, immediately, she wants to see the boys, and that was sweet too. What did she when she's like, I'm their mother. I got it from here. I was like, yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I loved it.
And even AJ like had a big conversation with her, talking about how, like, what did he say? I even wrote it down here, that his heart is full, and that's thanks to her. Which that even to me said maybe there's a potential future with them, even romantically, if we want it to be. I don't know. I mean, I know he was talking about with the kids and stuff, but I think they could easily get to that like big happy family.
I think
situation.
so too. I mean, they were an item before.
Yeah. So
there's
obviously
obvious attraction there and feelings.
Yeah.
I don't think right away, but I think maybe later down the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
So. Those babies really do look like AJ too.
They do.
They really do.
What did AJ say that? She's like, he's like, of course they are. They look just like me. I'm like, oh my God, there's his arrogance again.
And fun fact, what's our fun fact with the babies in our group? The daycare worker.
Oh, that's right.
That is in our group that the boys are in.
Right. I forgot about that. They go to her real
school.
Daycare, right?
Yeah.
Aww, that is so true.
Little twin boys daycare teacher in real life.
I forgot about that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Also, you say that was your favorite. I hope you
one's-
know my favorite, because I had tears.
This one's high up there too, for sure.
Holy moly. Devin proposing to Leela was perfect. When Belle put that stethoscope around her neck and then he gets down on one knee, I just about lost it.
I think you weren't on last week, but I mean, Tiffany and me and Maureen, we said that we thought last week he was going to propose, like the way that they had their interaction. So I'm glad. If that hadn't happened, I probably would have been really disappointed with the episode, because they've been dating for years now. I mean, with the time jump and everything. So I thought that was really awesome.
It's like been 5 or 6 years. I think they were just waiting for her to be attending.
But like, now that she's an attending, if we do go on to a season 7, we're going to need a new character, because the show's called The Resident. And so we don't have any residents anymore.
They should have changed the entire name. What's the name in other countries?
Oh, shoot, I don't remember. Atlanta something? I think.
I can't remember either.
Atlanta Hospital or something like that.
Yeah,
I was thinking Atlanta General.
But that's a different hospital, so that doesn't work.
Is it Atlanta General?
I think it's Atlanta General.
But that's weird, because that's the other hospital in the show that they talk about.
Oh, maybe that's where that's coming from.
I don't know.
Oh no, we'll have to look it up later.
It would be fun if they go on to introduce a new resident that maybe can be like, Leela's resident or something now. Like that'd be kind of cool to kind of pass the torch like we've done, like so far.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So
that would be fun.
We'll see.
We'll definitely need a new resident if they come back.
Gigi's party.
Gigi finally gets her birthday party
Yay.
at Chastain. What do you know? No surprise there.
No. Like, she didn't have any other friends though. Like,
I know. Just
I guess-
Sammy was coming to her party.
No,
That's
though,
it.
I guess so. I'm trying to think how old she was turning 6.
But she has
I
all
mean,
her daycare friends, her preschool
yeah.
friends and stuff. I'm sure they were coming, but not everybody can come into Sammy's
Right, of course.
hospital room. So
I loved that she called Sammy her best friend earlier in the episode, even though like they don't ever see each other.
that's so cute.
I know. So it made me think of that. But I'm like, how often do you all see each other to be best friends? But
I think they FaceTime each other, is what it seems like.
they probably do. Yeah, like my kids and their kids messenger. That's probably. She even gave Sammy her little giraffe so that we keep her safe. I'm like, oh, this
That
kid.
rubbed me the wrong way.
Why did that rub you the wrong way, Amanda? What is wrong with you?
Because that was her giraffe.
But she wanted to give it to her. She doesn't need it. She's happy. She is safe. She's got her happy little family. She doesn't need it.
If my son was to like try to give away his teddy bear, we would have issues.
Oh, see, now I have always told my kids, I don't know, because my kids are like givers. They want to give stuff to people all the
Oh
time.
my gosh, my kids do the same thing.
And I even have other parents that get upset when like when their kids give stuff away. And I'm always like, or my kids give something to them. They're like, you have to give that back. I'm like, I don't mind. I mean, I tell my kids, I mean, once you give it though, like we can't get it back now. But if you feel the need, obviously not if I just bought you something that's like super expensive, like, no, we're going to play with it for a little while. But like otherwise, like if you feel it in your heart that you want to give it to somebody, then you give it to somebody, and that's fine with me.
See, most things are fine. I don't mind them giving away most things. But those sentimental things.
How are you gonna get mad at her giving it to the girl who's just had like an open heart like a bypass
Give her the
surgery?
big giraffe with
That's
the candy
a
in it.
pinata.
The pinata?
She can cuddle with it. I don't know.
No, she gave her little
Oh,
giraffe.
that sounds comfy.
You can buy Gigi another giraffe. It'd be fine.
Buy Sammy
But
another
she
giraffe.
said it was to keep her healthy.
Yeah, how do you argue with that?
To have
Gigi's
magic
healthy.
powers.
Well, to Gigi,
Gigi,
it
it
does.
might.
She's 6. Jeez, Amanda. You're on your own on this one.
I can just keep going. I'm just trolling you guys at this point.
So cool, Amanda. I'm like, let's not. I thought it was sweet.
Well, during this whole gift exchange, gift giving, not even exchange, Sammy didn't give her anything. Oh yeah,
I'm
she
sure
did.
Sammy
Yes,
she
she
brought
did.
her a birthday
Yeah,
present.
they brought
She opened
birthday
something and
presents.
was
I
excited
couldn't
about
tell what
it.
it was.
Yeah, they didn't show it. I
Bothered
didn't
me.
no
I
idea
wanted
what
to know what
it
that was too. I'm just nosy,
No.
apparently.
was.
A lot of
What is
things
that?
bother me.
Oh, too
I'm
funny.
picky. But we have kissy faces. Well,
I was obsessed with that part when he said "I love you,"
so romantic.
because I don't know if you watched like the previous episode or whatever, like little flashback thing they do at the beginning.
Mhm.
Cade had told her that Conrad never said "I love you."
Yeah.
He may not have said it to you, but he sure said it to her.
Well, we knew.
After like a week. Oh,
He said it to the back of her head. It was very romantic.
It was I thought it was really sweet. I loved
It was.
it.
It was.
I loved it.
I give him a hard time, but it was very sweet.
And she said it back too. So they're one big happy family now.
I know. It's very. I really.
It was nice.
Like I said earlier, at the beginning of this episode, I really enjoyed this episode.
Mhm.
I can't
Mhm.
say that on every episode for The Resident in the
No.
past year or two,
Yeah.
but I really enjoyed this. Like, why can't you just do this every
time.
week?
Right.
This
it's
is
good.
what we want.
Yeah. It was really good. And even the part with like, I've said this already before, we saw, kind of Cade was watching and Yamada even asked her if she was, had any regrets. She said no. And he was like, I'm thinking Charleston for the weekend. And I swear those two are so well suited for each other. Like,
I'm obsessed.
yeah, I'm rooting
I am
for it.
obsessed. See, this is why I'm getting so angry. Is I want another season of Resident now because
To have
I want
that.
to see more Kate and Yamada, and I want
Yeah.
to see more Conrad and Billy.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the season, you guys wouldn't have heard me. Heard
I
me?
know.
Heard
I
me?
know. Heard me. Heard you.
Heard me?
Not heard me. Heard you.
Hear me say that. There. I don't know. I can't speak, apparently.
So what else? Okay, so let's assume that we're getting a new season. What
Okay.
what all do you all want to see next season? I know, Amanda, you just said a little bit
I
of
hope
stuff.
so, because I feel really shorted on the Conrad relationships here.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
he only got Nick for a short period once they
Yeah.
finally got together.
Yeah.
Him and Billy just got together,
Yeah.
finally.
Yeah. Like, let us see him have a romantic relationship. My gosh.
Let's see
Right?
them. I mean, I want to see them happily ever after. I want to see them give Gigi a brother or sister. Like, let's make this
Yeah.
like, a thing for sure.
And I want to see Irving have a
Yes.
baby.
Yes, him and
Aw.
Jessica. Wouldn't that be the best? Can you imagine him as a
Mhm.
dad? I think that would be.
Oh, it'd be so awesome.
Mhm.
We
And while
definitely
we're
need more
mentioning-
Irving.
Well, while we're mentioning our side characters, season 6 was not a good season, obviously, for Dr. Nolan. So if we come back,
know.
we're going to need to see a little bit of him. Let's
I
even get him a
really
girlfriend
dislike
or
that.
something. Here, I want
Yeah,
romance
I'm
with
really
everyone.
upset about that.
I'm sorry.
I just
but
need
I
his
do.
comedic relief in the back. That's enough
Yes.
for me. It's perfect. He is the
Just a little
perfect
bit.
person for that comedic relief that
Mhm.
we need.
Did we see him at all this season?
I think
I
so.
don't think we
think
did.
The very beginning, but it wasn't much
I think
at all.
I think we did, but it wasn't. It was like
Okay.
only a few times
Yeah.
towards the beginning.
Okay, I barely remember it.
I know.
Yeah,
Boo.
so more of that.
I'd also like to see
We need a new resident.
the
For
new
sure.
resident.
Mhm.
I need to see the Leela and Devin wedding
Oh my god, it's gonna be
because
so
I
beautiful.
want an Indian wedding.
I'm obsessed
So
with Indian
bad.
weddings.
Yeah.
I love them.
They're
the
so
best.
beautiful.
When me and Maureen were in Chicago for the Vampire Diaries convention, I think we probably told you all there was an
There
Indian
was one
wedding.
when we were there too.
We were just watching everyone come in their gowns. They were so colorful and so beautiful. I think we even told like several people, "You look so beautiful." They're probably thinking, "Who are these women?" But like they did. It was so pretty.
And I just want to see Leela just done up, Mhm.
But I think it'll be good. So that more Yamada and Cade just living their
Yes.
free, like, child-free, responsibility-free life, having a good time together.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be
I want to
nice.
see how Belle does in the trial.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to. I think Belle's done being a doctor though.
I think so too. But like you said, he's going to teach. He's got a lot of stuff that he can provide for them, that way.
I don't think he's like retiring, but
yeah.
I definitely.
He shouldn't be doing any more surgeries. I think he's done with
No.
that.
Yeah, that's
Kind of like a Richard Weber kind of situation. Like just kind of like I'd like to see maybe Jake and Sammy and Greg could just move back
Yes.
to Atlanta. That would be nice.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
We need more of them for sure.
Because
I
even
love
Jake's
them.
he's a plastic surgeon, so he's even got a specialized field that we don't have at the hospital. So
We need a
There you
plastics. Yeah, you guys gave us like a fantastic episode, and now we want more and more and more.
but then we're gonna have super high expectations of when they do finally end the show, that you're gonna need to end it this well again.
Pressure's on.
So we'll see. I mean, hopefully we'll get that news. Resident season's over, but Lone Star is coming back next week.
Whoop, whoop.
So that will be taking our place in our Fox Night reviews here. We still got Chicago going on. Those come out on Tuesdays. February Grace and Station 19 will be back. So we'll have those again on our Wednesday night episodes. But even in the meantime, like make sure to come check out our Facebook group. It's the Resident Chastain Family Fan Club. It's a super active group, lots of people, lots of fun stuff going on. So come check that out. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Loving our content? Subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to share our podcast with your family and friends. We want to continue the conversation with you. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok under Fandom Family Chats, or one of our ever-growing Facebook groups by searching Family Fan Club. We've also launched a website, Family Fan Club 2021 at wixsite.com. You can email us there and keep checking it for announcements and merch coming soon. And of course, be sure to tune in every week for new episodes discussing all your favorite shows.